Knoll lies in Ratman hands. Fleeing it is, I fear, beyond our meager numbers. But we can at least chastise the warlord who commands the nest. His broken corpse.
Saltzpyre feared it is beyond our meager numbers, but little does he know.
Distracting the Ratmen from our labors. At least for a time.
Or maybe he does know. Very much so, because I'm playing Warrior Priest. That Sigmar walks by our side. And that +1 is more than enough to handle a mission such as this. Welcome back to another CataTide with me, with my bots. Should have relaxed, slay rats.
Shields incoming!
And in this instance, I'm doing Into the Nest again. I did this mission not too long ago, actually. I just wanted to do it again because I'm playing Hammer and Tome. And oh my god, I'm not playing too well apparently. But I wanted to just hit some really big Skaven Slave waves with Hammer and Tome here. So what better map to do purely rat on than Into the Nest. So gonna play it again. I haven't played Into the Nest with Warrior Priest yet, so it's not like this map was, never not gonna happen. And it was gonna have to happen at some point, so might as well be right here, right now, yeah? Alright, screw that. Give me this ale. I'm gonna scoop all that up. Is there anything up here? Nope. Ooh, look at all these store vermin that just got pushed away from my attack, and then I took a big overhead, but that's okay because I'm running Comet's gift. Oh yeah. Come on. Oh my god. Oh my god. That. Whew. Okay, let me just collect myself here again. Oh my god, there's no time to collect myself. I'm doing it again. Oh my god. Whew. Alright. Am I gonna do this? Am I ready for... Oh my god, here comes the war. Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't intend for this to be like an ASMR video, but oh my. That Hammer and Tome explosion against super clumped up Skaven Slave waves is, I'll tell you what, it's gotta be one of the most satisfying things in the game, without a doubt. I'm definitely going to have to watch the video back, and I'm gonna probably skip back and watch that part again a few times. So we got a Storm Fiend here, which isn't going to be the easiest thing to fight here on the bridge. Woo. I'm sort of holding on to this bomb at the moment for when the wave comes in. It will eventually. There'll be a bunch of Skaven slaves that are going to occupy this bridge. And here they come. Most cool. Alright. So what I really have to be weary of is, of course, him knocking the bots off. In fact, I mean, it might be a risk here. Because the area might not be better to fight him in, but it might be, you know, less of a risk of us getting knocked off. I'm actually gonna pull him in into the pump house room here, and if I can fight him in here, it might actually be better. Though, oh my god, good. Though, I'm not sure how much he would really desire to fight in an area such as this. Stormfiend AI is a little wonky sometimes. They don't have a problem avoiding fighting you, it feels like. Whereas other monsters will kind of hard aggro onto you, like at all times. But Stormfiend AI is very different. So here he is finally. By bringing the fight down here, I also managed to fight the wave while we were on a different level as the Stormfiend. So I got to save my incendiary bomb. And this is a much better place to be fighting him in. Right in the middle, get him right in the middle of the room here is exactly where we want him. This is perfect. The greater the joy in slaughter. That's right. So I'm not quite sure how much I've played Hammer and Tome on the channel. I know I've done at least one game with him. I don't think I've done more than that. It's one of my favorite weapons. In case you couldn't tell at the beginning of this video when that first horde showed up. But I think a lot of people find a little bit of difficulty in using it. By the way, what I'm doing right now is just holding down the special attack key, which lets you kind of charge up the attack when, you know, without having to be in an attack animation in order to do it, and it also doesn't incur a movement penalty when you do it this way. And when you do constant heavy one attacks like this charge attack, this charge attack is actually a lot of good move tech. I think it'll give you the equivalent of about, I wanna say somewhere between 20 and 25% more move speed. The way I base that on is when I'm running Grail Knight with my 15% extra move speed, I'll notice that if I have another person on my team who's running Warrior Priest with Hammer and Tome, that they will be moving ever so slightly faster than me doing that move tech. So I know it's more than 15%. So that's where the, you know, somewhere between 20 and 25% comes from. In case anybody wants to vet my scientific process for figuring such things out. it's not actually based off anything but that. So it's just a guesstimate, really. Quick and fast shot. Oh, for every dice, another quick and fast shot. And let me get this ale. Don't think I've stacked up one ale this whole game so far. It helps with charging up. You can charge up this attack faster with more attack speed. So it helps in that regard. This build, I think, is a lot more fun to do on Legend. Mainly to the fact that these Storm Vermin, you can one-shot these Storm Vermin with Amaranth Tome. I'm not sure if there's like a certain breakpoint for it. I am running plus 10% power versus Skaven. I'm not sure if you need that or not in order to one-shot them with you know the heavy attack here. It's just that. It's all you need for a Storm Vermin. Because there's two instances of damage whenever you do this attack. There's the instance of the hammer hitting and dealing its damage, and there's also the instance of the AoE attack itself. So the you know, this heavy attack deals a lot of damage. It's enough to one-shot Storm Vermin on Legend difficulty. I can't hit that one guy. But like I said, I think most people find difficulty with using Hammer and Tome. Of course, I am cheating a little bit by playing with my bots and having Ale set up on the Dwarf, which, you know, with that extra attack speed, whew, I think I just saved myself at 1 HP right there. But having that extra attack speed makes the Tome feel a lot better. It makes pulling off this heavy attack just a lot easier. So something to keep in mind if you're trying to get into it yourself. You can try using it with the Ale to get used to it, and then maybe once you're used to it, you can sort of play some games without it and see how it feels. Once you get used to the rhythm of it, I think it's
Fancy a bomb?
it's a lot easier. Like once you get used to dodging with it and stuff.
Is that the word of a rattling gun?
Whenever you go up against hook rats, I always recommend using the dual hammers here with the heavy 1 attack to hit hook rats instead. Trying to get this attack off on a hook rat is a little bit more difficult than this attack. Just in my opinion.
I spent my blood willingly. Warrior rat.
Hammer and Tome is also pretty decent against the shielded enemies. The initial attack of the hammer gets blocked by the shield, but that AoE explosion doesn't. That explosion goes through shields, of course.
Vermin squatting in the ruins of their betters. Disgusting.
And you can also see like the amount of the amount of stagger that that AoE explosion deals is massive. And it's gonna be another Storm Fiend. I'll get on the other side of him here, try to clear out some of the chaff that's lurking about. I've explained before that the stagger strength on this hammer and Tome is massive. I like to run Opportunist with it. Now I'm also running plus 20% versus Chaos, which is useless on this map, but I still run it regardless. Just you know, just as a blueprint for something to take into quick play. So I'm not sure exactly what the stagger breakpoint is exactly, but with what I have on right now, which like I said is 20% power versus Chaos and Opportunist, I am able to stagger Chaos Warriors out of their overhead, which is a very difficult thing to do for most weapons. This is getting a little spicy here. I'm gonna try to keep up with the bots. Yep, that's fine. That's why I put the shield on. We're all kind of split up here, which isn't ideal. Might actually lose the dwarf here. He's on the other side of the wall. Yeah. It's fine. I'll pop this grenade down. And as we are finished with the wave here. We can more reliably deal with him. Come down here. I'm not gonna play your game. Get down here. I'll work this second Storm Fiend down. It's a shame about the dwarf, but it is what it is. There we go. Oh, a gift. A final gift from the dwarf. I just got done playing a game where I explained that reference. Pick that up, please. Thank you. You gotta make sure the bots are gonna pick up items like that if you're missing one, because sometimes they will think that the downed bot is supposed to be picking it up, and then they won't pick it up. There you go. They'll wait for the downed bot to pick it up, but you know, obviously they're not going to pick it up. They're down, you know. So you got to keep an eye on the bots sometimes. Make sure that they're picking up the items that you want them to pick up. Get out of here! You thought. You thought.
They have a shield.
Boom. So I'm pretty sure I can one-shot them if I get enough stacks of Rising Force, actually. And I get the headshot to boot. I never really tested that though, so maybe I should try to test that. So I've only got one stack here, so that's 2 stacks. That's 3. Another strength potion here would be really nice to have. I'm gonna have to use them on that hook rat, unfortunately. Ooh, this is just the Sigmar grinder here that these rats are walking into. So I haven't really demonstrated it too much in this game, especially because I have the bots to give me the temp HP, but I'm running dual hammers. Dual hammers are just really good for generating temp HP, and Hammer and Tome being such awful shit at it. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which temp HP you use, whether the on hit or the stagger. Hammer and Tome is just going to be garbage at generating temp HP. So having the weapon that, in my opinion, is the best weapon to generate temp HP with stagger, paired with it, I think is of course the best combo. And I'm gonna hold my shield here because as I take damage, I'm just gonna heal it back. So it can also be when you're using a build like this, it can also be pertinent to be aware of how much damage it takes for you to get one of those free Shield of Faiths off with using your Fury, because you can often just proc Shield of Faith just by letting enemies damage you and then just having your Fury proc, and then because you're using Comet's Gift, you're just going to get all that health back immediately. So sometimes you can just sort of save your ult for when you really need it, or for when your allies need it. So I'll actually throw this on myself right now while I run into the horde here with the hook rat in the midst of it. And I'm just going to try to keep moving here. Oh, don't jump me. Okay, I didn't want him to jump me while I was drinking my ale. Yeah, man, Hammer and Tome, it just feels so good. Of course, this is where Warrior Priest might suffer in situations such as that, with you know, a Gatling gunner or a Warp Fire Thrower, which is why it is always handy to have either your ability off cooldown or have your Fury bar primed and ready to go to get a Shield of Faith activation on that instead. And I might be able. Okay, not with you. Yeah, he healed because there's a medkit back there, but you know, whatever. I'm not gonna go back and be a stickler about it. There's plenty of heals right now on the map. There's 2 hook rats now at the moment. I'm believing that I'm hearing. That's one. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, sometimes when you're full health like this too, you're going to proc your Fury bar with full HP before you experience death. So sometimes you can just like walk into a horde with like no fear, and just proc your Fury immediately just by taking a ton of damage and getting that free Shield of Faith off. You do have to be mindful that you can still go down. So they patched it out. You used to be able to. Oh, you used to use. You idiots! You're supposed to get him. What are you doing? Can I still get him? Son of a bitch. I can't believe they just left him like that. That was cruel.
Backstabber's dead.
But you used to be able to generate fury while in a downed state. And then by doing so, you used to be able to revive yourself. They patched that so that you don't generate fury while you're in a down state. But if you take a hit that is big enough that it simultaneously fills your fury bar and downs you, you could go into a down state, but you'll still be revived with Comet's Gift. So you can still revive yourself technically, but you have to take a hit that is so large that it refills your fury in the same instance that it downs you. So.
One moment. Hold on. Need to patch your wound. Watch out for that light gunner.
You know, fuck that.
Oh, why does everything hurt?
It's because you don't have Sigmar with you, witch.
Feeling better, dwarf? Not so tired, Grimke.
Have you any hopes of reclaiming this hold, Bob?
I fought for the battle now.
And here we are, back in Spine Mangler. Wasn't too long ago that I faced him. Gonna face him again. The bigger the rat, the greater the joy and slaughter, as Soulspire said in this game. And I'm gonna get you your revive, Kruber. And as I've explained before, the bots have an issue with fighting Spine Mangler when he's got his halberd out, so they don't really know how to block this attack. So. Woo! That's something else that, you know, when you take damage, you do get a whole bunch of ability cooldown. So you could also take damage in a way to just regen your ability real fast, and you can kind of use it that way. I've been in situations before where, what the hell are they doing? I think they're like trying to heal each other or something. I've been in situations before where I've had down teammates and I haven't had an ability to get them up, and I've also like been in the midst of a fight, so sometimes I'll purposely take like a bunch of damage just to cool down my ability a little bit, and then I can revive my teammates that way. By the Helden Hammer. There we go. Another easy boss fight. Another warrior priest game in the bag. And I didn't get too much of it, but at least I had that first horde wave with those super clumped up Skaven Slayers that I was able to get the good hammer and tome strikes here on. Most satisfying indeed. And 2 Storm Fiends. Very nice.
By the twin-tailed comet!
As always, if you watch this whole video, I appreciate you watching. Oh, I believe my cat is meowing in the background. I don't know if that's picking up on the mic. It's time to it's time for breakfast for him. I gotta go feed him. But again, I appreciate you watching. Give the channel, hit the subscribe button if you find yourself returning to the channel quite often. I notice I get a lot of returning viewers that aren't subscribed. It helps the algorithm, of course, naturally. Helps other people find the channel, so that we can get more people to try new things and try to get more replayability in Vermintide, which is the goal. And give the video a like if you liked it. That always helps as well. I love seeing the likes go up. And as always, I'll see you in the next CataTide. GG.